Around 700 participants, 20 judges, and the stage is set. Large crowds at the Delhi SMART-50 zonal round. It's India's biggest hunt for smart startups. IIM Calcutta Innovation Park, in association with the government's Department of Science and Technology, have come together in their search for those whose ideas in disruption can transform India.
How bad links of a web.
I am working on a project devoted to...
Sounds too ambitious, you don't know
how to get the ideas validated.
But I put a difference between the way a business makes money and how an investor makes. A business makes money when you earn more revenue than what you're expecting.
Well, more proof that India is a country buzzing with entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial ideas. We are here today as all these eager entrepreneurs, wannabe entrepreneurs, get set to pitch their ideas, put their best foot forward, and of course, as always, may the best ideas win. Many people and even more ideas. There's no dearth of excitement and even nervous energy that I can pick up, sort of more anticipation than anything else. Hi, you're here all set? Or does it feel like an exam again?
Yes, absolutely. I'm so nervous. I skipped my breakfast also and have been praying. It is an interesting space where they were encouraging seed level startups from idea to prototype. So, and it was a very grueling process where initially they asked for a form, then a video, then the pitching session. So it has been one step at a time, and we have been preparing through it. What I'm working is, it's called Infertility Dost, and we are a unique digital platform where we are helping women who are going through infertility.
It's always very inspiring to be surrounded by entrepreneurs, because being an entrepreneur is sometimes a very lonely business. So it's always wonderful coming here. Of course, there is nervousness. I did have breakfast though. But it's always inspiring also to come here and listen to other people talk about what they're doing and how they're passionate about it. So we are Trip My Way. We are an augmented reality startup in the heritage sector. This is a very niche sector, a very underserved sector in India.
Transformation is the name of the game, and that is where these entrepreneurs can make a real difference. From education to health and nutrition, these startup ideas envelop all this and more. The only hitch? The competition is seriously intense.
Right, so we are now here at what I can best describe as the war room. Now, this is where the behind-the-scenes action is all happening. A lot of the action that you haven't seen yet is happening right here. Those coveted certificates are being prepared here. You've seen all these now much sought-after bags that are also lying put here. And joining us now, someone who's played a key role in getting the event at this point, one of the key team members of SMART-50. And I can imagine that there's been plenty of work that you've had to do to bring the event to this point, but satisfied at how it's gone?
Absolutely. See, we are also a startup. So this is like a startup initiative for us. First time happening, probably first time in India, an event of this kind of scale happening. So we are also experiencing the same cycle like any other startup. We are identifying entrepreneurs who want to do this startup just because they have a passion of solving a problem. They don't care about whether they are going to raise a Series A, Series B, all those jargons they don't even understand that. All they know that I have a problem in my village, I have a problem in my city, and I want to solve it. So this is what is more important rather than, that funding and all those stories. Okay. That's what we are looking for.
What are we trying to do? Plastic is what we are looking at in the environment. Why is it hardware structure? But why would I want to know this? And put it somewhere from
The buzzword is pollution, environment, sustainability. So obviously, whole lot of them kind of getting sensitive to it, which is a great thing.
So I think they will have to start looking at the more implementation part of the solutions to the problem that they are identifying.
They are looking at a problem and they are wanting to find solutions. So in that sense, I see a very good trend.
Now, how do they go about and expand this and operate at a scale? I think that's the key, which that these people need to start thinking about and working towards.
This is like giving them a place to showcase and teams to come forward and take it forward to a new level. They were always there. It is now that they're getting a formal approach to it and support from the system.
I think the key is sustainability, and that will take care of the other things. Whether it's the business model or whether it's the social impact, everything boils down to whether can they sustain the product they have, can they sustain that model.
System gives you an opportunity, or system obliges you to innovate or you'll perish. So I think that is what creating these youngsters to look for innovations, to bring about new opportunities for themselves.
Do you know, around 250 million population in India still don't have access to electricity. Unlike me and you, electricity is a luxury for them. They have to depend on expensive and hazardous kerosene after dark. As a matter of fact, they consist of 45% of the total rural population, and 2/3 of them they use firewood for cooking. So with Firelight, a carbon zero product, we want to empower each and every one of them to generate their own electricity while cooking. Our USP, we are portable, weather independent, durable, cost effective in terms of storage. The team Firelight consists of 3 people including myself, and we bring more than 7 years of experience working in renewable energy domain. Firelight, we say, it powers LEDs, but we want to empower.
Non-biodegradable plastic waste, an environmental and health menace which is assuming horrifying proportions. While our cities are far behind plastic heaps and our villages battle with sanitation problems, we, the researchers at CSIR National Physical Laboratory, have developed a technology to tame both problems in one go.
We took up a challenge and started working on a problem on recycling of waste plastic bags into tiles and some structures which can be used for designing of structure for societal uses.
These structures made up of these plastic tiles have great environmental stability. We have tested them from various conditions.
ये सारा वेस्ट से बना है। सारा वेस्ट। एक तरफ आप देख रहे हैं कि प्लास्टिक के वेस्ट, जो कि कितनी बड़ी समस्या है देश के लिए, उसके ऊपर इतने नियम कायदे कानून बनाए गए हैं। अब उसी प्लास्टिक को इस्तेमाल करके और उससे हम टॉयलेट बना रहे हैं।
Do you know, in tribal area of Rajasthan, 6 out of every 10 children move to cities for labor jobs, and most of the time they trapped in debt and risk. Our enterprise, Vidyalaya Udyam, aiming towards eradicating child labor through establishing sustainable enterprise. We practice design thinking to ignite entrepreneurial skills in children. Our curriculum is 100% experiential and based upon entrepreneurial thinking. Our students created 3 products and sell it to the market, and now it become a revenue making enterprise. These enterprises are community led. Currently we are working with 1,000 students and aspiring to work with 3,000 children.
Every year, over 1 billion people travel in India to experience its heritage. And yet, outside the big cities, most locations don't provide any kind of experience to their visitors. This is a $20 billion opportunity in India. Trip My Way aims to revolutionize the way heritage is experienced in India, using augmented reality, using your mobile phone. Our team consists of engineers and faculty from IIT Delhi and MIT. We have a B2B model, and we have already served 12,000 visitors across Delhi and Rajasthan. We believe technology can create access to small towns and spread tourism fuel development to local communities.
3,000 tons of spent nickel catalyst is generated every year in India, and they can't find a suitable, cost-effective solution to dispose it. Spent catalyst waste for chemical process industry is a real nightmare. At times, it can be infuriating to deal with, extremely pricey, and by the time you find a temporary solution to dispose it, you would have lost time, money, resources, and caused a lot of air, water, and land pollution. We solve this problem of spent catalyst management in chemical process industry by employing faster, better, cheaper, simpler, indigenously developed, novel ultrasonication assisted leaching to recover nickel from spent nickel catalysts. The final product, that is nickel nitrate, has a quality suitable for direct use in catalyst manufacturing, stainless steel industry, electroplating, etc.
Well, we are halfway through the day. So many young entrepreneurs, wannabe entrepreneurs have pitched their ideas. The others waiting anxiously for their turn to come. It's happening in rooms like this. This is where this key event is actually unfolding on day 2. This is where these entrepreneurs are trying to convince judges that their ideas hold great value, have great merit, have great scale, and of course, tremendous potential to change the India story.
And yet, not everyone here was always an entrepreneur. But today, they've given away corporate jobs and even investment banking to live their entrepreneurial dream.
With my parents, they were more interested in joining for the engineering and all that. So I started my corporate that time. So I was pursuing my corporate job, but side by side, there was not that happiness that comes with your own idea. So I started researching side by side my job, and when my plans were ready, when I was entirely ready to go for the pitching and for asking about the mentors, then I quit my job last year.
I was an investment banker before, so I jumped into the sector.
You were an investment banker before?
I used to work with Lehman Brothers.
Oh, I see, okay.
And then 2012, jumped into the social sector, understood more, and 2016 is when I started this venture, which I am presenting in the SMARTFIFTY competition.
And the key decider is just those few minutes that they get to impress the jury. So how are they faring?
If you asked me 2 years ago, I think we were looking at, everybody wanted to do e-commerce only, and I understand this is SMART50, but I don't think you would have seen this scale.
Startups that we see are quite matured, at least in terms of pitching. Mm-hmm. They know what they are pitching, they know what they are out here for.
So I think it's really cool to see this, because you're seeing everybody who's walking in here, there is an impact, there is some amount of, how are we going to better it for India, how are we going to make this? So it's interesting to see a lot of entrepreneurs are thinking that route.
So there are a lot of opportunities, and with those opportunities, there are a lot of startups who are coming up, trying to explore each one of those.
And there is innovation. I mean, we've met about 6 companies so far, and some of them are doing very, very cool stuff.
Now we are seeing a second generation of startups, in the sense that we had some startups who have probably failed or succeeded. They are coming back as mentors, and they are really nurturing these young startups to really take the next leap.
And I'm sure in coming 2-3 years, you would see a lot of opportunities, a lot of startups who would disrupt the entire landscape and how we've been traditionally operating.
Invest in affect workers' health, quality of work efficiency, and obeys no social boundary. In India, 70% of population involved in manual work, and 90% of their activities involve frequent bending down, which is resulting in spinal and back problems, and it lowers their productivity. Indian orthopedic market is $2.4 billion opportunity. Spinal based market is growing at the highest speed of 9.5%. Jaipur Belt is a spinal assistive device that support the spine to a configurable limit. The team includes Dr. Anil Jain, Dr. Alok Pandya, Dr. Aram from Europe. We make the money by selling Jaipur Belt in B2B and B2C model in industry and medical segment. We are aiming to impact millions of people across the world. We want to be industry leader in terms of assistive USS market.
This is Neha Upadhyay. Neha is a
social entrepreneur that focuses on livelihood enhancement of women farmers via sustainable agriculture and solar technology. We started working by sensitizing urban consumers towards consumption of organic produce and by connecting them to small local suppliers and even farmers based in Ladakh. Built an entire organic product line which is available now across 40 stores within Delhi NCR.
ये गुना की सबसे बड़ी सीख रही है।
माटी से जुड़ी सारी किसान और खेती का काम औरतें करती हैं और महिला किसान को उनका श्रेय आज तक नहीं दिया गया है. Every 1 hectare of farmland, a woman farmer spends 3,485 hours. The male farmer spends 1,212 hours. So you can imagine the workload of a woman farmer is more than that of male farmers and animals combined.
Do you think startups have a fundamental right to capital?
I would say yes, it's a birthright.
It's a privilege today, and I have some thesis. So if it fits in my thesis, yes, it's your birthright. If it does not, then it's a privilege.
Everything will not get funded in this market. You know, it is still a buyer's market.
Please don't give away your company just because you're seeing a check on your table.
So try and optimize investments in initial stages.
One entrepreneur can, if he succeeds or she succeeds, can create lakhs of jobs. And what our country needs is jobs.
It's no longer a young person's game. I'm seeing a lot of old people, retired people, people who are quitting jobs at the age of 30 and 40 and starting up. So I think somewhere the startup culture is beginning to take place. So clearly there are a lot of startups who, apart from wanting to make money and wanting to become unicorns or wanting VC money, are actually thinking of how to solve the nation's problems. And I think that is what the best thing about a startup is.
The kind of number of people who are participating, about 5,000. Even if those people, some of them are selected and some of them are not selected. Those even who are not selected right now, they will also end up having a kind of appreciation for entrepreneurship and ideation. So that's the best thing that has happened because of this.
The only way India will travel from a $2 trillion economy to a $5 trillion economy is to generate 1 million entrepreneurs who give out jobs anywhere between 10 to 100 youngsters. That's going to be the fastest way, and that's going to be also the sustainable way of India becoming a top economy in the world.
The good thing is that, you know, people are not just looking at the traditional areas that have been invested in, the e-com and, you know, all of those areas that have been really the important growth areas in the last few years. People have actually started looking at different kind of solutions.
There have been thousands of applicants from across the country. 40 smart solutions will be selected from the regional or quarter-final rounds like this one, and up to 10 smart solutions will be selected from international rounds. That's from Singapore, North America and so on. And so, as you can imagine, the stakes are high, very high.
The startups are a unique way of tying up technology and investment for solving some of the problems that India faces.
My name is Ricky Sharma, and I'm the co-founder of Girls Health Champions. I'd like to begin by asking you to think back to your adolescence. A 1 in 4 chance of dropping out of school due to menstrual-related issues, and over 40% chance of becoming a victim of physical or sexual abuse, and a nearly 1 in 2 chance of becoming a mother by the age of 20 or younger.
I think academic institutions play the most important role, in my opinion. That's where they plant the seeds of entrepreneurship, because these graduates from undergrad and postgrad, these are the dreamers, these are the fearless entrepreneurs who want to be entrepreneurs. This is a great event.
This was a very ingenious, I'd say, clever idea, I think, on the part of the Indian government, and we see it involving several pieces, events like SMART-50, and I certainly hope that this will happen again.
We use thermochemical process rather than biological, so we actually bring the biomass up to a temperature of about 200 to 300 degrees C.
I think developing these inroads and providing companies in the US access to the Indian market, as well as vice versa, companies in India access to the greater Boston and the US market, is something that is beneficial for the ecosystem as a whole to thrive and prosper.
Typical scenario is you are a maize grower or a co-op of maize growers growing corn,
and you have harvested several bushels from your collective hectares.
2-day marathon which has seen entrepreneurs and budding startups from all across Northern India come in and pitch their ideas. The jury's heard them all and of course has already come to a decision, one that we don't know yet, but we'll have to wait a while longer. But I want to sign off on a thought that was just shared with me by someone who said that in the new age, the unicorn will not just be someone whose valuation is $1 billion, instead someone whose idea touches 1 billion lives. On that note, goodbye. Thanks for watching.
One entrepreneur can, if he succeeds or she succeeds, can create lakhs of jobs. And what our country needs is jobs. And so if we can create some really successful companies, we'll solve the problem of rozgari and Naukri and so on.